Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. Tonight we open the vault with a story that doesn't scream for attention. It whispers, and if you're not careful, you just might hear it whisper back. This tale begins like many unsettling things do, in a place that pretends to be ordinary. A street lined with trimmed hedges, porch lights flicking on as the sun dips low, and the quiet hum of televisions behind closed curtains. Nothing about it feels sinister, at first. But you know how it goes. There's always that one house, not boarded up, not broken, just still. Still in a way that doesn't match the rest of the world. Still like something inside it is waiting for the right moment to breathe. The main character in this story just moved back to that street. It's their childhood neighborhood, a place full of faded memories, dusty photo albums, and faces they've half forgotten. They didn't come back for nostalgia. They came back because they had to. And that house, it wasn't supposed to still be standing, but some structures hold more than bricks and dust. Some places remember, and some places keep things. As they settle in, strange things start to unfold. A light turns on in a room with no bulb. Scratching sounds echo behind the closet door at precisely 2:11 a.m. And sometimes in the hallway mirror, there's someone else staring back. They try to ignore it. Of course they do. Wouldn't you? We all tell ourselves the same things. It's the pipes, it's the wind, it's stress, it's nothing. But nothing doesn't leave footprints on the carpet. Nothing doesn't open locked doors. The fear in this story doesn't explode. It creeps. It soaks in. It waits for you to stop checking, to stop caring, to stop noticing, and that's when it moves. So tonight, you'll follow them down that hallway. You'll sit with them in that too-quiet kitchen. You'll listen, just like they do, for the next sound, the next flicker, the next sign that something is very, very wrong. Get comfortable, put on your headphones, dim the lights. Let the story settle around you like fog creeping under the doorframe. And if you've ever gone back somewhere that didn't quite welcome you, or felt like something old was waiting just out of sight, then maybe you already know how this ends. But just in case, if something strange has ever followed you home, feel free to share it with us in the comments. The vault is always open to new whispers. The story starts now. I never planned to move into the house on Kilbourne Street. It came with my job, a promotion, a relocation bonus, and a property that had been sitting on the company's books for too long. Free rent for 6 months if I agreed to oversee a satellite office nearby. Too good to pass up. The house was old, tall, and gray. 3 stories, warped siding, and a porch that leaned a little to the right. But inside, it was surprisingly clean, stripped of furniture, but still holding echoes of someone else's life. Wallpaper faded in places where portraits must have hung. A built-in bookshelf with scratch marks on the underside. A patch on the floor in the upstairs hallway that creaked no matter how lightly you stepped. But the weirdest part? Every window was nailed shut, from the outside. The landlord said it was for weatherproofing. I didn't press. I had deadlines, reports to send, projects to lead. I told myself the oddities were just quirks of an old house. Then the lights started to flicker, not all at once. Just the one in the upstairs hallway, always around 2 a.m. I didn't think much of it until the 3rd night, when the bulb shattered on its own. No power surge, no storm, just the soft pop of glass breaking and then darkness. I replaced it. Same thing the next night. This time, I heard something just before it burst, a click, like a switch being thrown. After that, I started hearing movement at night. First, it was soft, a rustle like shifting fabric or footsteps across carpet. Then heavier, furniture scraping, a slow dragging sound in the walls. I started locking my bedroom door. On the 5th night, I heard it breathe. It was right outside my room. Not a voice, not a whisper, just the long, wheezing inhale and sharp exhale of something that knew I was listening. The next day, I found handprints on the inside of my bedroom window. They weren't mine. That's when I tried to leave. Packed a bag, called in sick, and got in my car. But the engine wouldn't turn over. My phone died, even though it had been charging all night. Every attempt to escape felt like I was wading through concrete, so I stayed. I didn't sleep. I kept every light on, and I started recording everything: audio, video, notes in a journal. I needed proof that I wasn't losing my mind. And then something changed. The reflection in the hallway mirror didn't match my movements. It lagged, stared longer, blinked slower. One night, it smiled when I didn't. I smashed the mirror. The next day, it was whole again. On the 7th night, I went into the attic. I shouldn't have. The door groaned like a warning. The air was thick, wet, like breathing through a sponge, and in the far corner was an old wardrobe, heavy, ornate, covered in scratch marks like something had clawed from the inside. I opened it. Nothing, just empty blackness and the scent of rotting flowers. I turned away and heard it close behind me. That was the last time I went upstairs. I moved into the living room, slept on the couch, ate dry food from cans, and every night I waited for it to make its next move. Last night I heard my own voice calling from the hallway, but I was sitting on the couch. The voice kept calling, low, pleading, like I was begging myself to come closer. I didn't move, not until the lights turned off, not until I saw something tall and crooked standing in the doorway. It didn't speak, it didn't lunge, it just watched me. And when the lights came back on, it was gone. This morning the front door was wide open, but I didn't run. I think the house wants me to. I think that's part of the game. I'm not leaving. Not yet. Because if I go, it might follow. And whatever it is, whatever watches from the mirrors and breathes behind walls, I think it likes me. I think it's learning me. And I think I'm starting to like it back. That's the story. That's all I've got left. If you're still listening, if you're hearing this, do me a favor. Don't trust your reflection tonight. And if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Fright Night Vault. We'll see you on the next one.